Couple of days ago, one of my oldest and one of the most active subscribers, MB Dennis, asked me to make a final measure classified build. Since I am busy these days, guys, I wanted to apologize that I didn't upload nothing for almost a week, and I couldn't resist and accept this invitation, and I came up with something for a final measure classified. I had this build in the previous update 1.7. It was invested heavily into electronics. It was a build with a strong pulse and all the other nice characteristics coming from final measure. But things are changed now. This is 1.8 update, and I tried to recreate that build for this update, investing a lot of into electronics, tried to get that crit hit chance and damage to make a run and gun build, but it was not good enough, and I decided and go other way. I decided to make a build with the firearms and stamina, something similar to the Striker 6 firearms 6000 stamina build. Only this is the final measure. This is solo build, it's for PVE, and I will show you some variations of that build that you can use in PVE and how you can turn that build into PvP. If you invest everything in electronics, you can make a decent healer build out of the final measure. So that's the intro, guys. Let's go to the build. First thing, I'm going to talk about my weapons. So my primary weapon is LVOAC. It's not fully optimized, but the talents I'm having are vicious, predatory and deadly. I'm using this gun first to proc the predatory, and I then switch on my secondary weapon, which is lightweight M4 with brutal, destructive and ferocious. As you probably know, destructive and ferocious are the two best talents for PvE, and first talent I'm having here is brutal. I wanted to have different weapon that will have a constant damage, so I'm playing with these two rifles. I empty everything from the LVOSC, all 60 bullets, and then I quickly switch to my secondary lightweight M4. That way I'm having more than 120 bullets at once at my disposal, and the reason I'm using LVOSC first is because of the vicious. Critical hit chance is increased by 10% while having more than 2 segments of health. If you in any case fall below 2 segments, vicious is not going to work, and I'm starting fights with this rifle while I'm having vicious active. Then if I get kills, I'm getting my predatory proc, and I'm having a regeneration of 35% of my health over 20 seconds. You feel more comfortable that way. Vicious and the deadly, which is in third slot, are two talents that go hand in hand. They work in synergy. More crit chance, more crit damage. Generally you are having more damage with that weapon. So these are my weapons, guys. I hope you understand how you could use these weapons in the fights into PvE. So let's go to the build itself. This is the version with damage to elite mods. After that I will show you with different mods, what you can do with different mods. I also forgot to tell you how I modded my rifles, so I'll quickly go back. LVOAC is modded with crit chance and crit damage everywhere possible, but my secondary rifle, lightweight M4, since I'm having brutal talent, which is 12% headshot damage, is modded a little bit differently. For the optics I'm having VX1 scope with headshot damage, and for the muzzle I'm having Omega rifle suppressor also with the headshot damage. To increase that headshot damage, you can run into a situation where you can quickly finish the boss. Your best option is to, if you are able, hit him in the head. With ferocious and destructive and high headshot damage, you will simply delete him from the map. So that's the reason why I did with a little bit different modes on my secondary rifle. Okay guys, let's get back to the build. This is my vest with health, exotic damage, resilience and ammo capacity. The mods are stamina mods with 4% damage to elites, and I will be It will be easier for me if we go through the talents of the final measure. As you can see, set bonus 2, 25% exotic damage resilience. Set bonus 3, 15% protection from elites. This build is made for PVE. And set bonus 4, final measure, you all know what it's doing. When in range of hostile grenades or mortars, diffuses them and adds grenades to your inventory. Can happen only once every 8 seconds. Basically you are going to eat up grenades, they are not going to explode, and you are able to do that every 8 seconds, which is pretty quick. Those grenades are going to your inventory. Set bonus 5, additional 15% exotic damage resilience and 15% protection from elites. Bonus 6, talent improved, final measure. Set when a grenade is diffused, the player and all group members within 30 meters gain a buff based on the grenade type that was diffused. So this build is awesome for a group play, because not only you are going to get the buff when you eat up grenade, when you defuse grenade, but also your team members in a range of 30 meters. So there's 3 different buffs you're going to get when you defuse a grenade. If you defuse EMP or shock grenade, your skill power is going to increase by crazy 40% for 8 seconds. If you defuse fragmentation or incendiary grenade, your weapon damage is going to be increased by 40% for 8 seconds, which is, you know guys, 40%, it's huge. It's huge weapon damage increase. And if you eat up flashbang, tear gas grenade, you're going to get increased armor by 40% for 8 seconds. So those are the main characteristics of the final measure, and let's continue, guys. On my mask I'm having also exotic damage resilience. We'll go to the character later, and 12% damage to elites, because build is made for PvE. My knee pads, final measure knee pads with health, disrupt resistance, disorient the resistance, and damage to elites. Mods are all stamina with damage to elites, and my prototype performance mods are 2% pulse critical hit chance to increase damage even more. My backpack is health in burn resistance, rolled firearms. Mods I already showed you, stamina, damage to elites, and pulse critical hit chance. The gloves, single weapon damage, assault rifle damage, critical hit damage, and critical hit chance. In this update the best way is to use one archetype of weapon. That way you will get the maximum out of your build, out of the damage. If you go with 2 different weapons, you will lose one of the major stats on your gloves. If you, for example, have assault and SMG damage, then you will not have critical hit chance, or other way around, if you understand what I mean. This is the best way to go in this update: 1 weapon damage and 2 other attributes on your gloves. In this case, basically almost in every build, critical hit damage and critical hit chance if you want to have damage. And the holster is critical hit chance. So that's the build, guys. That's the first version of this build. It's working pretty nice. You will have absolutely no problem all the way up to challenging mode, underground missions, anything you wanna play you can easily do with this build. Now, how to remake that build to be great in the PvP? First thing, you have to switch your weapon. I prepared my Bullfrog for this case, and I will show you. This is my Bullfrog, and I'm having the PvP talents on this rifle, so you will see that it is responsive. One of the best talents in the game now in this update, probably the best damage talent in the game. Unforgiving, and unique talent, uncomplicated, of the Bullfrog. So here I'm having 15% damage no matter what on the uncomplicated talent. Unforgiving, when you fall 1 missing segment of health, you are getting 10% more damage. 2 missing segments, 25%, you all know. And responsive, constant 10% damage when you are in range of 10 meters to the target. So this is the full damage rifle, and it's working awesome in the PvP. So you can see that the damage is crazy, 352,000. You can use house, of course. I'm having house on my other character with the same talent, responsible for giving only the card counter in the third slot, and this DPS is going way over 400,000 on this build. I didn't switch my weapon from character to character. I'm having one house here but doesn't have these talents, but the damage is awesome with the house. So you can run this build with the house. It's going to work awesome. Then you will need to only switch the weapon damage on your gloves. And of course, guys, if you're going for PvP, then you should have a mask, something like this here. I'm sorry, I think it's this one. Not skill power. You can go crit chance and damage to elites. I'm sorry, crit chance and burn resistance. You don't want to have damage to elites for PvP. And also here, best 3 resistances that you can have are disrupt, shock and burn on your knee pads. So that's it, guys. Another thing I want to show you is my character. Then we will go to the skills and talents. You see that I invest equally into firearms and stamina, around 6,000. No particular reason, but I wanted to have decent toughness and decent firearms with this build, plus all the good things you're getting from the final measure. Your damage is going to increase by 40% if you eat up those grenades, incendiary or frag grenades. So you can imagine what crazy damage you're going to do in that 8 seconds after that. So no need to go more into firearms. You want to have around 500 toughness in this update. Everything below it's too squishy if you're not professional player. Okay, so weapon damage, crit chance, crit damage. Important thing is exotic damage, resilience. Interesting thing. I'm having 47% damage to elites. If I'm using my rifle with ferocious on it, then I'm having 57%. This is only for Bullfrog stats for a Bullfrog. Let me show you real quick. Hope it's going to show for this rifle. Yeah, 57. So this is crazy damage to elites. Enemy armor damage is also great. Skill non-existent. Toughness pretty much nice. Protection from elites also crazy, 30%. Perfect build for PVE. And exotic damage resilience 60%. Well, guys, another thing you can do. So this is the first version of the build. It's made for PVE, as I was asked to do. Those resistances coming from knee pads is to switch your mods. So I'm quickly gonna go through this. You can go with stamina, exotic damage, resilience. And if you put all 5 of those exotic damage resilience mods, then you are going to get over 70% of exotic damage resilience. So it will took me a while if I'm going to change all of the mods here. So be sure to pick up the type of this build you think it's better for you. If you want to have more damage in PvE, then you go with damage to elite mods, or if you want to be more tough, then you can decide to go with stamina, exotic damage, resilience mods. You will have 30% protection from elites, 73% exotic damage resilience. Toughness is going to be over 500,000, and the damage is not going to change on the primary counter. So that's it, guys. After this I will show you quickly the talents and skills I'm using. I will explain you why I'm using these talents and skills in PvE. When I'm playing PvE, I'm not feel great threat from NPCs, so I'm going with the recompact to increase my critical hit chance and damage. Although cooldown is pretty high, but it comes really handy, so you can I can easily recognize the locations of the enemies and increase my damage 16.40% and crit damage 8.40%. I'm going with recompact because of the lowest cooldown of all pulses. If you want even more damage, crit damage, then you go with tactical scanner, but it's more than 10 seconds lower, higher cooldown on this one. Another one is booster shot, not using booster as a healing source but damage also, because it will increase 15% of your damage and damage resistance once you pop the booster. So that's all into damage. Of course you can decide and go with 2 healing talent, 2 medical skills. Then I recommend that you go with immunizer. If you pop your immunizer, 35% of your health you're going to get back. Healing rate, it's nothing special, but you can go with immunizer. And overdose, you're not going to go into overheal because it's small, but if you are going to feel even more safe with those 2, then you can decide for yourself. Depends on your game style and what you want to have in this build. So talents, nothing special here. Critical save, strike back, precision. When your pulse is not active, then if you headshot a hostile, you will pulse him for 10 seconds and on the move. So that's it, guys. After this I'm going to show you one short gameplay of the Lexington, some 12-13 minutes, and I will see about the underground. So this build is great for PvE if you wanna run and gun and have fun in the division. Thank you guys for all of your support. We reach more than 2,000 subscribers. I'm very happy. I wanted to say thank you for that. Thank you, videos coming soon. If you find this video useful, please drop a like, comment, ask any questions below the video in the comment section, or subscribe if you're new to the channel. That's it, guys. Enjoy the gameplay and I will see you in my next video.
This is about taking the Rikers out at the knees. There's no one who can replace Lorraine Barrett. She's the one who organized the escape to Manhattan.
They're holding 3 of my people there. If you can get them out before blowing the lid off, I'd be grateful.
All right. Get them out first, but don't jeopardize the mission. We're going in on your heels. The jailbreak ends here.
Here we go!
Looks like it's you and me.
My time, asshole!
You can't even fight!
hostiles detected.
Kill you. Holy shit!
Warning. Additional hostiles inbound.
Challenge. Let's check it out.
Got us an easy mark here. Bombs away! Taking you down!
Take the shot. Make no mistake. He's fucked.
Down, man! Let's party!
Oh, you're a lifesaver. I was sure they were gonna kill me just like the others.
Active echo beacon detected. You are now entering a safe area. Warning. You are exiting the safe area. Warning. You are now leaving the safe.
Agent, the hostage is being held on the roof. You need to clear it out.
Got a prayer. Time to earn your.
Thanks for the rescue. There's a dead man there. They were pretty good.
Negative, Ramos. We've got this. Find a secure position and hunker down.
And that's an order, Sergeant.
Warning. Incoming hostiles detected.
Have you right?
Chow here. I just heard about Ramos, Captain. Glad we reached him in time.
Thanks for that. My people are getting into position to breach the hall. Agent, you're gonna want to unlock the maintenance access. The building blueprints show a security control room down in the basement.
Readings indicate this area is safe. Warning, now leaving the safe area. Warning, additional hostiles inbound. Warning, incoming hostiles detected.
So far, so good. My strike squads are moving in. They'll breach the main hall on your signal.
Incoming hostiles detected.
I'm impressed, Agent. Tricky assignment, but you did what had to be done.
Yeah, you broke their spine, kid. With the leader dead, the rest are gonna scatter.
I don't think we're quite done with them yet, but at least now we can get these JTF folks back on the job.
Oh yeah. I need my people alive and out there fighting the good fight. God knows we can't afford to lose any more personnel. I owe you, Agent. Hell of a job.